From the SF Gate by way of MSN, what makes Oakland, California a vibrant, diverse city worth getting to know? And this is just propaganda on steroids. Everybody knows the in and out closure, the businesses leaving left and right, the thugs, the car break-ins. But don't worry, the SF Gate is here to let you know that it's still very vibrant and you should get to know it. These are the same people who laugh about, oh, Donald Trump is broke and Kanye West can't even sell out a concert in San Francisco. These people are absolute propagandists, but they say, in 2003, I decided to move with my then boyfriend, now husband, into a duplex off Grand Avenue in Oakland. We've stuck around ever since. We got married in the Morecambe Rose Garden and held our wedding reception at the Montclair Women's Cultural Arts Club, which is now a preschool. We started our family here and sent our kids to public school, where they learned all about the history of the land where Oakland now sits. We're proud Oakland residents and plan to stay for the long haul, even after the kids leave. So, they're lobbing it on super thick. Oh, it's amazing. We're going to stay here because we know that everybody's leaving, but even when our kids are grown, we're going to stay here because it's just that great. Oakland offers visitors and locals alike a diverse mix of things to do. It has a great bar scene where you can grab a drink with your four-legged friends, and a vibrant food scene that has made the city on the east side of San Francisco a culinary destination. But to truly get to know Oakland, you need to understand what this vibrant and diverse city is known for. Really, is it a culinary destination? I might beg to differ, especially considering that some of the most notable restaurants have left, but they're still, this Arthur, this journalist, this SF Gate propagandist is still there, even as her favorite restaurants leave. And that's why they're writing this, is because it is well known that people are leaving. It's a complete and total wasteland. They're putting cameras up everywhere to try to stop the crime and handing out cards to BART riders to, quote unquote, keep them safe. But to counteract that, they're saying, oh, yeah, we're staying here. There's even ads on the SF Gate directly saying, oh, shop here, support local businesses, you can still do this. It's like, we know that everything's collapsing, but we're going to try to make it look good by saying there's still a couple of local businesses that you should support, and it's very vibrant and diverse, so you should come here and have a drink with your dog. All right, bro. Ohlone land. Let's start at the beginning. The majority of the city of Oakland lies on Ohlone land. The Confederated villages of Lisan Nation lived here in the territory of which. Okay. All right, ladies. So that's why the old native tribe lived on Oakland hundreds of years ago. So that's why you should come here, even though now it's completely, crawling with burnt out cars, dilapidated trailers, and thugs. But back then it was good because those tribes were amazing, I guess, which encompasses most of the East Bay for thousands of years. The Ohlone is a collective of around 50 tribes with related languages that have lived in Northern California for the past 10,000 years. As a non-California native, I learned about the Ohlone through my kids and field trips to the Coyote Hills Regional Park in Fremont, where you can see Ohlone artifacts including a shell mound, traditional burial site. Out of recognition of the historical and cultural importance of this land and the people who have lived here for generations, in 2022, the city of Oakland returned 5 acres of Joaquin Miller Park to permanent indigenous control through the Sogorio some native land. Oh, man who stands up for Oakland by saying, oh yeah, I've seen this guy on Instagram. He's gone hugely viral. Let's go ahead and take a look at that after. It's temperate weather. My husband loves to tell out-of-town visitors that Rand McNally, famous for its atlases, rated Oakland as having the best weather in the country. While I can't find the exact source for this statement, the sentiment is repeated by many travel websites and, of course, the city of Oakland itself. What I do know is that the weather in Oakland is so temperate that we don't have air conditioning. That's true. It rarely dips below 37 or above 85, and while San Francisco is often shrouded in fog during the summer, Oakland sees mostly sun and clear skies, which makes Oakland's many parks, outdoor restaurants, and other attractions that much more enjoyable. And I think that's true. I've said that for a very long time. The amazing weather is how they trick you, right? So it's totally moderate. You might throw on a hoodie sometime. You don't really need to have a puffer coat. It's rarely going to rain. It's rarely going to get too hot, which makes it almost worth the price of entry. But the political regime knows how alluring that is, so they can destroy everything else while they, of course, steer clear of the criminals that they force you to live with, and they go to fancy, Napa Valley restaurants while they tell you to stay at home. But the weather is amazing, so we know that a lot of people aren't going to leave, even though that ship has already sailed. And it goes back and forth, I think. I forget at this particular point in time, but it's either New York or California, which has seen the greatest exodus since Rona. The Black Panther Party originated in Oakland in 1966. The revolutionary organization was founded by Huey Newton and Bobby Seale, who met as students at Merritt College. The Black Panthers set up community programs designed to mitigate poverty, fight police brutality, and improve health in black communities. Today, there are many sites where you can explore the history of the Black Panthers in Oakland, including the Oakland Museum of California. Its permanent Black Power exhibition contains numerous artifacts such as Panthers 10-point program, flyers, and replica of Huey Newton's iconic wicker chair in which visitors can sit and take photos. The women of the Black Panther Party mural and museum in West Oakland celebrates the group's often unsung female members who made up almost 60% of the party's membership. So, yeah, the Ohlone land and the Black Panther Party, so the Ohlone land from hundreds of years ago and the Black Panther Party from the 60s is reason why you should visit Oakland. Also, it's a culinary destination, even though, right, I've said this 100 times, but the regular citizen thugs are going to make that hard. And it's gotten so bad that some of the business owners, a lot of them restaurateurs, have said, we're not going to pay taxes because we keep getting broken into.
In the past 2 years, this family-owned Puerto Rican restaurant in Fruitvale Avenue has been robbed twice at gunpoint. The owner says he rarely sees police patrols, despite the numerous armed holdups that have plagued this neighborhood for the past 2 years, and enough is enough.
We're proposing not to pay taxes to the city until you give me the service that we deserve.
So there's regular citizen thugs, there's political thugs, the minimum wage is through the roof, but it's all still pretty good. And we actually know it's terrible, but that's why we're writing this article, to let you know that it's not that bad. And look, I'd be willing to bet that in 2 years, whoever wrote this article is going to be out of Oakland anyways. Thousands of acres of parks. Oakland is home to thousands of acres of parks, from Middle Harbor Shoreline Park at the Port of Oakland, where you can see container ships and cranes close up, to the soaring redwood forest in Dr. Aurelia Reinhardt Redwood Regional Park. Oakland has over 100 parks that will delight almost any visitor. Okay, I guess. One could make the argument that there are parks everywhere. This is like barely even worth reading because it's all just propaganda trying to counteract the notion that everybody knows that the Bay Area and California really as a whole is completely collapsing. But, there's some parks, so you should come back. One of the main reasons we decide to raise our mixed race family in Oakland was because of its diverse population. Constantly held as one of the most diverse cities in the United States, Oakland is home to around 4,400,000 people. According to the Oakland Public Library, about half of the city's residents speak a language other than English at home. Okay, so the Ohlone land, the Black Panther Party, and a whole bunch of people that don't speak English, that's why you should go to Oakland. One of the oldest Chinatowns in the country. Did you know that Oakland's Chinatown is one of the oldest Chinatowns in the country? It was established in the 1950s. So they're not going to really say anything about, the opportunity or find a job. They mention the culinary scene a little bit, which is completely fake, but everything else is not worth going to at all. I say this as somebody who knows Oakland really quite well, but yeah, they have an old Chinatown. Go to Oakland's Chinatown right now and see how welcoming that is. Okay, it was established in the 1950s when the Chinese were the first of many Asian groups who helped. There's a typo. Asian groups who helped rebuild the Central Pacific Railroad. In the late 19th century, Chinese laborers built both the Temescal and Lake Chabot dams as one of the only enclaves where those of Chinese descent were allowed to live. Oakland's Chinatown underwent much turmoil in its history, especially after the 1882 Chinese Exclusion Act, which restricted Chinese immigration to the United States after the 1906 earthquake devastated San Francisco. Many residents of San Francisco's Chinatown moved across the bay to escape the destruction, and the neighborhood's population surged. Now, the downtown neighborhood is made up of those who trace their heritage across Asia and is home to restaurants, herb shops, and food markets that serve the community. Yeah, okay. And I think they're writing this with the impression that nobody's going to scurry over, nobody's going to rush over to Oakland Chinatown, because I guarantee you it is not that amazing. Sports teams. Oakland has always been a sports city. Even though the Raiders and Warriors have left, with the A's likely on their way out, we've still got a lot to cheer. Since my kids play soccer, we've been frequent attendees at Oakland Roots games. Probably false. Oh yeah, we just switched basketball, baseball, football. Doesn't really matter. We're going to do soccer now. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense if you have kids and they play soccer, but this is all completely fake. We've been frequent attendees at Oakland Roots games, and this is what they're pushing. I was almost going to say Libby Schaaf, but Mayor Shang Tao, Stockton Shang, is pushing the Oakland soccer teams really hard, as though that's going to save the city. Because as we know, they're going to play at the Coliseum. And even if the area immediately surrounding the Coliseum, which used to be fairly decent, a lot of restaurants and maybe some shops or whatever, right? You would go there, go to the game, then leave the game, and for half the price of a baseball hot dog, you could get a hot dog or burger at In-N-Out. But my point is, even if the area surrounding the Coliseum was absolutely pristine and welcoming, the stadium itself is still completely dilapidated. The homegrown Roots organization is now also fielding a professional women's soccer team called Oakland Soul, which began to play at Merritt College in May 2023. So, yeah, this is just absolute nonsense. There's literally no reason to visit Oakland, but let's see what the guy, I forget his name on Instagram, but you know, he's gone super viral with Oakland, California, whatever he says. And the news here wants you to think that he's standing up for Oakland by saying, Oakland, California, here life is worthless.
Has been going around, showing up at crime scenes and then sharing the stories with the world.
Now, he says he's not doing this to embarrass his city, but instead to advocate for its resurrection. KTV's Tom Vakar has the story from...
I guess that's what he told you to get on the news, and then you wrote a headline saying he stands up for Oakland. If you go to his Instagram page, you will see that somehow, I don't know, he's got some sort of police scanner or something. He's at all these crashes, all these crime scenes, just saying the same exact thing in Spanish, of course.
From East Oakland.
Oakland, California, donde la vida no vale nada.
Oakland, California, donde la vida no vale nada.
In English, Oakland, California, here, life is worthless.
Oakland is very, very hard to live in, you know, with all the problems in the city left us.
Gregorio Ramon, 20 years an Oaklander and a frequent online commentator, now has 72,000 Instagram and TikTok followers of his video commentaries documenting Oakland's crime online.
Well, okay, shout out to this guy, whatever, I have no beef, but it's not commentary. And maybe, I mean, I saw it a couple months ago, but maybe I'll go back and rewatch some of it, but he literally just says the same thing in every video. It's not commentary. I guess I kind of say the same thing, but that's only because they keep doing the crazy, insane crap that I have to keep commenting on. But he just goes around to crime scenes and says, Oakland, California. And I guess that's him, according to KTVU, Fox 2, San Francisco, standing up for the city. I guess so. He's bringing some awareness.
Oakland never be like that before. Never. You got some problem, but not like that.
It's never been this bad, he says. Well, this is embedded in an article about how amazing Oakland is. Make it make sense.
Almost 2 years now, he's shown hundreds of crime scenes, burning or burnt out cars, boarded up crime-ridden businesses, crazy driving, blight, trash, and tragedy.
And the city don't do nothing.
Despite that, he uses his social skills to promote some local restaurants, such as La Casa de Maria on 98th Avenue in East Oakland, right across the street from Bishop O'Dowd High School. He has become a kind of folk hero.
Donde la vida no vale nada.
people, kids come in and show up and want a signature and what. I mean, that's the image that we need for Oakland. Somebody to step up again.
This gives local merchants a chance to do more business with a lot less crime pressure on them.
We are here that we support anything happen in the city in the good way. That we are here to provide not only a good food, but also a safety environment. 20 years in business, they told you that how good it is.
The restaurant's logoed hoodies and T-shirts proclaim the "Where Life is Worthless" mantra in order to create pressure on Oakland's leaders, who Ramon now addresses directly.
You have to do something right away, because it's like it's nobody not safe no more.
Yeah, I mean, he's right, and it's a little weird standing up for Oakland. Okay, he is bringing awareness to the situation, and if there were somebody they would listen to, maybe it would be this guy, but I still doubt it. You go to Mayor Shangtao's Instagram or Twitter or X page, and nobody is saying, good job. Nobody is praising this woman because she is a completely corrupt hack. So I guess you're trying to get her attention. But it's just a complete mess. Oh, my word.
When that happens, Ramon dreams of changing that mantra.
How did that happen? That's a good capture, right? Like, how did the car get on top of a trash can? I truly do not know.
Oakland, California, with the city hear me. The city listen.
What Gregorino and Jaime and thousands of followers are doing is the very essence of democracy. Speak truth to power. Expect results, and if not, change the power. Tom Vakar.
All right, well, I mean, that's pretty crazy. I've seen this guy go viral on I clicked his page from some other Bay Area accounts, and it seems like he is truly bringing attention to the situation. Don't know if it's going to work in the long haul, but it is kind of funny that this video is embedded in an article about how amazing Oakland is.